Hello everybody, this is Miss Kasperzik again, and for this week's assignment I'm going to show you how to make a still life drawing with plants using a pen. A still life is an artwork that depicts inanimate objects. So the first thing you'll need to do for this assignment is to set up your still life. Take a walk outside and start collecting leaves, flowers, or branches to use in your picture. Arrange them into a cup, bowl, or vase. If you're looking for a challenge, try using something made of glass with water. And arrange your still life somewhere with a strong source of light, like next to a lamp or a window, where you'll have bright light from one direction. Once you have your still life set up, the actual art materials that you'll need for this are a pen, a pencil with an eraser, and some paper. This part isn't required, but I recommend that you take a scrap piece of paper and practice your mark making. If you have a few different types of pens to choose from, you can test them out and see how they all feel. And practice those shading techniques that we learned earlier in the year, like hatching, cross-hatching, stippling, scumbling, and see how they feel with different types of pens. The type of pen that you use will impact the overall look of your drawing. Different pens create different types of marks, and some are easier to control than others. For example, gel pens and felt tip pens, those are the pens that usually have more wet inks that takes a second to dry. The ink is really dark, it's like a rich black, and the darkness doesn't change with pressure. So if you press harder or lighter, it's not going to change. And those usually make really precise marks. A ballpoint pen, on the other hand, has a more sticky ink that dries right away. The ink isn't very dark, but it gets darker by pressing harder or by going over it again. And it also creates lighter marks with light pressure. It handles kind of like a pencil, and the marks are a lot less precise, and it creates a more sketchy look. Once you've got your pen picked out and your still life set up in front of you, you're ready to get started with a pencil sketch. Start lightly drawing the big shapes of your composition with your pencil. This part doesn't need to be perfect, we're just figuring out how the page is going to fill up. When you're ready to start using pen, go lightly at first, and don't be tempted to get too caught up into any one little spot to begin with. If you want to erase your pencil marks after this point, you can, but it's not necessary. I left mine in because I was going for kind of a sketchier look with my drawing. Start shading in small areas lightly to start. Remember, you can always add more later, but you can't take anything back. So if there are any highlights, you need to go around them from the very beginning and leave them pure white because you can't go back and erase later. Don't forget to add something in the background, like a little bit of shading or the table that your still life is set up on, just so that it doesn't look like your plants are floating in space. Take your time with this if you can. I think you'll find that it can be a really meditative and grounding process to draw from life like this. It's a great way to slow down and kind of take a break from things. When you're finished, you're going to turn in 2 photographs to Google Classroom, one of your finished drawing and one of your still life setup. I'm not so worried about whether your drawing is accurate and really matches your photograph. I just want to see that you did arrange your own unique still life setup. So yeah, I think that'll do it for this week. I hope you guys are still doing okay, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye!